Thank you for joining us today at Miniature Wargaming Labs. Today we're going to take a look at CyberpunkRED Combat Zone, the starter box. And so let us reveal what you get inside the box. So this box set is $125. That gives you 12 models, 6 of the Tiger Claws, the Japanese inspired Yakuza gang. And then we have Maelstrom, your Goliath heavy hitters, bulked up steroid users there, and we have 2 measure markers, the rule books, the tokens, scenarios, all the card packs, gear upgrades, little sleeves, the buildings. I actually hated the buildings when I popped them out until I started playing with them and really discovering what you can do with all the little hook interfaces, and I spent a little too much time playing around, seeing how far I could push the buildings. But it also comes with a 2-sided fold-out board, and it all fits back in its box set. The terrain can be torn down and made for the different scenarios. Honestly, I have to say, at $125, probably the best way if you want to get into Cyberpunk Skirmish. And you can see from the board layout, if you could take this to any, Barnes & Noble, coffee shop, bookstore, bar, if they'll let you hang around that long, and set it up on a pretty standard table. So you don't actually need a game club. You can go to other social gatherings to take this together. The models, if you're not an experienced modeler, some of the flash might frustrate you trying to clear it off, but that's the price of some of the resin. You have to assemble it, clean it, and get some of the parts fitting together. If you're new and this is like your first war game, ask someone for help. Otherwise, they'll go together and they'll look all right. But to get them like the way they should look, it's going to take a little bit of work. I spent like 2 hours cleaning and getting on, and I'll show you that a little bit later. So let's go ahead, show you what happened when we pop open this box and see what you get inside. So we have the Combat Zone starter box here, all in its brand new shrink wrap. All right, there we go. So let's get this torn open, and we'll show off what this is like on the inside. So sturdy, very thick cardboard. That'll be good for repacking. So let's start at the top. We have the rule book here, 54 pages, cyberpunk goodness, necessary ad material. That looks nice. I like that. Oh, this is their other game. Yeah. Okay. We have the tokens and 2 measure rulers here. Very helpful for a 2-player starter set. Now, this is the game board. Cardboard fold up. Very nice. Very thick material. Good quality. Alright, now we have one of their ever famous storage containers, necessary cards for the factions, extra, how to describe these, more of a ability plus-ups, dice. Here's the models. Come here, you. So slippery, the plastic. Alright, and here's the scenario packs. See the layout there. And more terrain to come in here. So same thick cardboard as the set, as the playmat. So let's see if there's anything underneath here. Ah, there it is. So these are the connectors that'll go with that. So let's go ahead and get these guys assembled, and we'll take a look more closely at all the pieces. Now with the unboxing done, let's see, go ahead and get these guys assembled. This is going to be the Maelstrom and the Tiger Claws. So I'm going to go ahead. There's not really instructions. There's just got the back of the box in front of me. So let me sort these pieces out and untangle them, and we can start inspecting them. Alright, so I finally sorted everything out here in my assembly tray. Looks like I'm going to need some clippers, X-Acto blade, a file, and I'm going to use a little drill. And so you have a lot more head options than I thought. I think some of the biggest issues seen is some of the sword blades and some of the gun barrels have kind of a warping, so I have to straighten that out. Let's see, or I don't know if that's meant to be like a little curve away from the tang, but some of the mold lines, like in this model, almost non-existent. Biggest place where I'm seeing mold lines is anywhere where there's an arm outstretched. Seems a lot of those models have more serious mold lines I have to take care of, which aren't really mirrored on the top, which is funny. But plenty of different head and weapon options for all these guys. So I thought I was just getting what was on the box, but you actually get a lot of spare stuff here. So happy with that. One thing, the reason I have this is you'll notice these little pegs on their feet. So I do just go around, see where the little pegs make sense. Right there. That personal match up top. So you can either clip these off and glue them on, that's not very stable, or you take this and you drill out those holes, and then these pegs fit down inside and make for something really stable when you drop it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just pick out one of these guys, and I don't think you're actually supposed to sand these, but I think I'll go ahead and do it. I'm just going to loosen up the mold line, and then this X-Acto blade's dull. I'm just going to scrape off the rest. So we'll get these models together. Alright, I think got everything together. Let me get the last guy in there. And here are all the spare bits. Okay, so tiger claws, far more cleaning required. The maelstrom, far easier to deal with. So I don't know why tiger claws a little more delicate, and fitting their arms in takes a little more effort. All the blades are just super fun to clean. So the maelstrom guys, a lot easier to come together there, but I'm happy with them. Alright, so let's wrap up some final thoughts here. Oh, before I go, I talked about drilling out the bases and plugging the little pegs in. I did that for this guy alone, and what I found is you could do that, only a couple figures like her wouldn't actually fit in where these peg holes are, but that was such a pain to drill out, and I wasn't actually able to center them the way they do on the box. But it does, even using super glue, it takes a while for this to adhere to the plastic base. So just cut the bases off and do it. They look better centered on the bases. But let's go back, wrap up final thoughts. So I have to say, in conclusion, at $125, which I got the Kickstarter, so I didn't pay that much, just had to wait a while. But for $125, 12 models at each side. I like the double-sided cardboard. If you are looking to get into Cyberpunk skirmish wargaming, I'd have to say this is the best option out on the market. Value for money, definite buy. Even if you don't want to play CyberpunkRED, Combat Zone and you want to play like Osprey Games Reality's Edge or Human Interface, there's some other Cyberpunk skirmish games, you could throw this rulebook out and replace it with one of the other ones and still have the terrain and models that you can make those games work. So just as a terrain board model play, great buy. So I'm happy I bought it, and I'm happy I bought all the other expansions. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys painted up. Since I have them on the bench, we'll go prime them, and then we'll take it down to the store and get some games in. So thank you for joining us at Miniature Wargaming Labs, and we'll see you next time.